Welcome to another Friday Face-Off. It's Eric Chase, Matt Shepard from Shep in the Morning. This week we debate on WDFN.com, and then after we're done you can decide whose argument you agree with more. Who, Michigan State or Michigan, needs to win out, not necessarily out, but who needs to perform best? Final games of the Big Ten and Big Ten tournament as well, heading into March Madness.
Well, Michigan is the obvious answer because of their schedule. Two of their final three games are on the road. This is a team that hasn't won a Big Ten title since 1986. So even if they're co-Big Ten champions, they raise a banner at Chrysler Center. The fan base feels much better about the direction of the program, not like they don't already. Michigan State has kind of been there, done that under Tom Izzo. I think their beliefs, their expectations have changed just like Michigan. But Big Ten tournament, I don't think it matters as much for U of M as it does MSU. Regular season, I think it matters more for the Wolverines than it does this fall.
Here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Michigan to finish hot in season and then win the Big Ten tournament. Why? Because I think it would be outstanding. It would pad that virtual, that digital, that perceptual resume that Michigan is looking for to get in that discussion with Ohio State and Michigan State in the Big Ten.
How are they not in it now, though? They've got 21 wins, 11
I want it to be
knockouts
over
in
the
Big
top.
Ten. They've already won 4 straight games going into the home game against Purdue, and that's senior day. How are they not in that discussion now?
Because Sunday evening, when I'm looking at my brackets, I want the selection show to be all about Michigan's hot. They did well in the Big Ten to finish their season. They had a exceptional performance in the Big Ten tournament. I want Michigan to be one of those chic teams, whether it's a 2 seed, a 3 seed, or a 4 seed, wherever it is. I want Michigan to be talked about going into the tournament. I want people to say, hey, listen, forget about Syracuse and Kentucky and North Carolina. I'm going with Michigan.
No one's going to say that. No one's going to say that because Kentucky, the consensus is the best team in the country. They've only lost one game. It was a buzzer beater at Indiana where Michigan lost by 2. No one's going to say that against Syracuse because of their length and their strength inside. Michigan is not going to be that team that everybody says, I'm going to start talking about the Wolverines because of March Madness. They may be one of those teams that everybody puts in as a surprise Sweet 16, a surprise Elite 8, depending on their seeding, because they may be as high as a 3 or a 2. So they might be that team to look out for, but they're not going to be a favorite. Whether they win the Big Ten tournament or not, they can go into the Big Ten tournament having won their final 3 games in the regular season, be co-Big Ten champions, or be second tier in the Big Ten to Michigan State, and still lose in the opening round and still get a decent seed and be talked about. It won't require them to win out in the regular season and then win games in the Big Ten tournament to be discussed.
How about this? How crazy would this be? How exciting would this be for Michigan basketball and its fans and for our discussion on the air? How great would it be if, and it's not out of the realm of possibility, Michigan looks great finishing the regular season, wins the Big Ten tournament, a couple of teams fall off, shaky performances in their respective tournaments, and Michigan, the Wolverines, secure a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Well, look, if everybody thinks the Big Ten is the strongest conference in America,
deepest,
and I don't think it's the deepest, but I think the top half is the strongest. When you look at Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, and Wisconsin, those 4 teams are as good as any of the top teams in any other conferences. But if that's what the consideration is, and a Michigan club were to be either co-Big Ten champions or outright champions, then win the tournament, they should be a 1 seed. If it's Michigan State, Michigan, or Ohio State, and they win the Big Ten tournament after what they've done during the regular season, and they go the rest of the way winning, I know Michigan State plays Ohio State, but you get my drift. If there's 3 leaders, if they're co-Big Ten champions, and one of those 3 teams wins the Big Ten tournament, they should be a number 1 seed, without question.
Off the top of your head right now, where are you putting on Shep's bracket, the Shep selection committee? Where's Michigan getting? What's their seed line?
I think Michigan State's a 1. Right now, I think Michigan is a 2, maybe a 3, and Ohio State is a 2 or a 3. Neither one of those 3 teams are lower than a 3 seed right now. Michigan may have to travel further, but they'll still be either a 2 or a 3 if the brackets were to open today.
Give me the lower seed, more geographically pleasing to my fan base than the higher seed. What do you think? WDFN.com. You put your cards with Michigan State or Michigan. Who needs to win more over the final couple of weeks of the season heading into Selection Sunday? Who's going to have the deeper run in the tournament? And yes, we know it's about matchups, but we can still pick where we want them to go. WDFN.com, the Friday Face-Off. It's Eric and Shep.